Welcome to U Talk. I'm Megan Demolina, school counselor at Noble Middle School. Our show is all about the middle school student, testing, bullying, dating, stress, and so much more. We discuss it all. Joining me each month is a dynamic and engaging panel of middle school students ready to discuss the issues and tackle the tough questions. We kick off our show with some Q&A featuring questions on a variety of topics from middle schools throughout the school system that our panel of students are ready to answer. No question is too tough, no topic is too difficult. All right, panelists, here is question number 1. I'm really musically talented, but I'm too shy to show it. I really want to sing in my 6th grade talent show next year, but I don't want to chicken out like I did in 1st grade. All my BFFs say I should, so what should I do?
Well, you can go.
Okay, well, I sing too, and I know the first solo I had, I was really scared and stuff, but all my friends helped me through it, and then I ended up doing it, and now I do a lot more solos and stuff. So I think once you perform for the first time, you see that it's not that bad, and then it's not as scary.
Right, so building up that confidence, absolutely. Yes.
I was going to say you can do it with a partner. You can sing with someone, or they can play an instrument when you guys perform.
Great, finding a partner or a team or a group to perform with is an excellent way to do that as well. Great. Ella, what do you think?
I remember I had my first solo in 5th grade for our Christmas concert, and I about cried backstage. I was so nervous. But my music director and my best friend talked to me, and they were just like, you can do it, we believe in you, you're not going to mess up. And it turned out really fun.
Great. So,
and when I was in 5th grade, for our talent show, I had to sing the national anthem because it was me and my sister and one of our friends. And we were the first people up, and that was the first time I'd ever done something in front of a crowd, and I was terrified, but I just kind of did it and got it over with, and then I went and got ice cream after. So just kind of go through it and get it done.
Right, great advice. Sounds like you've all been through it, and this student will also get through it as well. Here's another one from one of our viewers. I'm already 13 and have never had a girlfriend. I am becoming very desperate, and I want a girlfriend because all my friends have one. It pains me, and I'm very jealous. I'm going to go crazy if I don't get a GF. Please help me. Any advice?
Well,
where do
You're kind of overreacting.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you're desperate, then it doesn't seem like you want it because you like someone. When you start dating someone, it's because you like them, not because you want to date and then you just choose someone. So I don't think you should just try to be like everybody else and just try to date someone just because everybody else is doing it.
Yeah, I agree. If you're ready to have a girlfriend and you want one, you should find the right person instead of just being desperate and date anyone.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah,
Very true.
I feel like a lot of parents have rules you can't date until you're 18 or 16. It's all different, but I think if you are so desperate, it means you don't need one, and you don't really want one. Because if you don't, like Johnny said, if you don't love someone or like them, what's the point?
Right. Sounds like the only person putting pressure on this particular student is themselves, because it can be either a time in that person's life where it's the right person, the right time, and maybe it's not, and it's okay, but sometimes it feels like we could be the outcast or not with the crowd if we're the only ones that don't have a girlfriend or a boyfriend. But Zach, were you going to say anything else or any other advice for our student
I personally
listeners?
have never had that feeling, so I have no idea.
So again, just kind of reiterating that there's a time and a place for everything, and it's okay, it's normal to not have a girlfriend or boyfriend.
Most of the people at our school aren't dating. Only a couple people are.
Yeah. Well, here's another question that we have to answer today. My 2 best friends in the whole world and I went shopping on Black Friday. Then unexpectedly, they darted off while we were just sitting there. So I called my dad to pick me up. But then I thought if he knew they darted from me, I wouldn't be allowed to go back to Mayfair. So I said, "Oh, Dad, they were right behind me the whole time. I'm so silly," and said goodbye and went to find my friends. I didn't know what to tell him when I found them, so I said that I have to phone my dad for advice. That excuse was lame, but whatever. They were all so upset at me for calling my dad and making them look bad. Then at my school, my two friends made people run around saying, "Oh my God, Kyra, I lost whomever. Do you have a quarter so I could phone my mom for advice?" I'm wondering if my friends are worthy enough to be my friends. I would never want to dump them, ever. What should I do?
Well, I've had moderate experiences like that before. Like I made like one mistake and nobody would ever let it go. But just kind of tell them the truth about it, and just kind of be strict about it. Because if you say, "Oh yeah, I was doing this," they'll just keep on doing it because they think it's funny. And if it's like hurting you on the inside, kind of like the bullying thing we did a few weeks ago, just let them know about it. I mean, like if they're gonna be like that, I don't think they should be your friends because they're just straight up mean, and friends aren't like that.
Yeah, it sounds like they took the situation and made it worse, and you have to really do some deep thinking and reevaluating to really think about if that friendship is worthy to keep and work through or to let go.
Yeah.
Anyone else have any advice or any other similar experiences like that?
I mean, yeah, like what Zach said, if they're not like caring about you, then they're not your friends. They're just trying to be like, they're probably just trying to get attention and just like be popular or
Yeah, make an embarrassing situation more comical, but in a way hurting the person that originally
Exactly.
needed to call for help. So, yeah,
I think you did the right thing by calling your dad, and just don't really listen to them because, I mean, you're trying to do the right thing and you couldn't really find them, so you had no other choice instead of going around and looking for them. So just kind of stick with your dad over friends because he is, I wouldn't say more important, but, well, he is, but you should probably follow your dad rather than your friends.
Yeah, follow your dad's lead or your parents' lead. Yeah. All right. Well, that wraps up UTalk Q&A. If you're a middle school student with a question you'd like our panel to discuss, there are several ways to submit that question. First, you can drop the question off at your school counselor or social worker's office. 2, you can email it to nhcstv@ec.rr.com. Or 3, use good old-fashioned mail by sending your question to NHCS TV UTalk, 1802 South 15th Street, Wilmington, North Carolina, 28401. Now, coming up in our next segment, we talk about who we follow on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and what impact that has on middle school students' lives in the decisions that they make. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
Hello there, it is your old pal Grover. Meet my new friends.
Madison, Isaac, Alexa, Romeo, Amanda,
They have last names too.
Vigo, Shay, Lopez, Rodriguez, Warner.
Everybody has a first and last name, even mommies and daddies. Do you know yours? Do you know your mommies and daddies? If you do not, go find out.
Know your whole name so grown-ups can help you in an emergency. Learn more at ready.gov/sesame.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Welcome back to UTalk. I'm Megan Demolina, school counselor at Noble Middle School. This month, we're talking about who middle school students follow on social media, friends, peers, or celebrities, and what impact that has on middle school students' life and the decisions that they make. The first question that I wanted to ask our panelists today is about what celebrities the middle school students seem to be following today on social media.
Well,
Who would those celebrities be?
first thing that comes to mind is the Kardashians, because I personally don't follow any celebrities on social media because I think it's kind of just over it, because like I know most of them are just like managed by their account holders or something like that, so it's not really them. But I mean, like no offense to anybody who likes them or anything, but Miley Cyrus and over them, they just post inappropriate things, and they're just kind of overrated in my opinion.
So some definitely post or follow the Kardashian family, and whether it's your personal
Justin
favorite
Bieber,
or not, Miley Cyrus, who else?
Justin Bieber.
Justin
Bieber.
And I know there's some like celebrities that are just famous from Instagram.
Yeah.
And like YouTubers that are
Yeah.
pretty big on YouTube, and then they have their Instagram, and their subscribers follow them.
Sure. And what types of videos are they posting, or things that
Well,
they put out there for people to follow?
Like the big ones, they're like bloggers, which is like a blog but with a video, and most of them post every day, which is how they get kind of big. And then their subscribers follow them, and they post pictures, sometimes like telling them that they're gonna have another vlog or what their vlog might be about.
I see. Awesome. Well, it made me wonder about like what types of qualities or characteristics these celebrities or other just people who have gotten their fame through Instagram and Facebook and posting videos on YouTube and et cetera. But what qualities or characteristics do some of these celebrities have that students are following?
Well, when I follow someone, I usually, like people that I know won't follow me back because they're so big, I follow them for their picture quality, and they post them very often, and they're like really good quality. So I like follow more photography instead of like famous people like Kim Kardashian or Justin Bieber.
So you're getting some inspiration through
Yeah.
other people's work and different things like that because your passion or your into photography. That's very cool. How about you, Emily?
I don't follow anybody but my friends, but I know some of my other friends, they follow people like Justin Bieber because they think like he's attractive or whatever. So
For just appearance-wise, maybe trend setting and kind of looking at, I know he just released a new album and things like that, so there's probably a lot of different reasons people follow, but I just wanted to kind of ask and talk about like what types of character traits and different things that some of the actual people, whether they're famous or not, what does that, I guess, how does that entice a middle school student, you know, and what ways does social media play a role in our lives for that, you know, and whether it's a positive or a negative, there are definitely various reasons, and it's already just telling right here in our panel that many of you follow different celebrities or different people for various reasons. So that's important to consider. And we all have our interests and tastes, but I always think, you know, there's social media in cyberspace, but then there's kind of the everyday world, which we'll talk about later in our show. How can these people that we follow, whether they're celebrities or just maybe people that inspire us through videos or pictures that they've posted, or maybe even our friends or peers that we're following, how do these people make a positive or negative impact on our daily lives, on our lives as middle school students?
One of the, like, I guess famous people that I follow is Bethany Hamilton, and just she really is like my inspiration, and she's just really, really inspiring. The way she got through the shark attack, and like it's just really amazing.
So she has a really inspiring story, and then because of that, that kind of has motivated you to follow her and hear what she's up to and where she's at.
And she just posts pictures of her family, like never anything inappropriate, anything like that, which a lot of celebrities do, unfortunately do.
Sure. And it can be hard because we can be misled in a negative way and be impacted negatively through different images and different posts and things that we see and we hear. Because of our, you know, freedom of speech, we have that obviously online, and we have to, you know, kind of regulate our own viewing and what we decide to let into our lives and how we are impacted daily on that level.
I follow well, two people that are kind of the same, like what they post. One of them's a photographer and another's a YouTuber. I follow them because the pictures they post are like so simple, like they're like really good. Like they'll actually like go outside, take a picture of a flower and make it like really pretty and then post it, and it's like really inspirational.
Sure.
So like they just take a picture of like really simple things and make it so amazing.
And it probably adds just a positive perspective in your day, whether you realize it or not. You know, it's a neat way for you to be connected with the outside world, you know, beyond just your day-to-day routine, but yet get inspired by that, and through that, the artwork and photography and what people say and do and what they've been experiencing and what they've been through. What do you do if a friend or a peer that you're following on social media posted some disturbing language or inappropriate pictures? What can you do?
I might not report them because they're my friends, but I might talk to them about it in real life because I don't want like other people to see that I told them about it or anything.
Sure. Maybe being brave enough to just have that conversation and letting them know that that didn't sit well with you and you were concerned that they were putting that out there, because of course there are some natural consequences to that if it continues, and you don't want to be a part of that, but you also want to remain friends. It's a very touchy situation, but that's definitely one way to approach that that subject.
It's never happened to me, but you could. There's this thing where you can block them.
Okay.
Like you can just instead of unfollowing them, because if you unfollow them, they can still follow you, and you can block them, which is to where like you basically lose connection with them completely. So that just like allows you to kind of split from them.
Sure.
Like away from the negativity.
It's like what we were talking about, really just filtering, you know, what you know, view on social media and what you choose not to, what you choose to be a part of and what you choose not to be a part of.
And I know on Instagram, at least you can report people, like if they're, you can like tell Instagram, it asks you what did this person do to make you report them, and then you can choose like what they did, like inappropriate content or
Sure.
something.
So each site, whether it's the Facebook, Instagram, whatever site you're on, has a reporting method or way to contact and block and report that. It is also important to find a way to screenshot the language, especially if it's hurtful, hateful, disturbing. Maybe print it off if there's an image. And share it with an adult right away, because you don't want to be part of that, but you want to make sure that the other person involved doesn't get into more trouble or have more consequences because of maybe some poor decision making that initial post is generated from. So it's really important to report that, and like you had all said, block it, make sure that you talk to them. I think that's awesome. Just go to that person and just say, hey, I'm really concerned that I saw this on your post last night and your Facebook page or your Instagram, and it would be good for you to take it off. Encourage your friends and your peers to make wise choices with social media so that it can positively impact our lives. Thank you, panelists. Now don't go away. When we come back, we'll refine our topic even more and talk about who our real-life leaders, mentors, and role models are, and their place in our everyday lives. Now don't go away. We'll be right back.
Severe weather can destroy a home in seconds. There's no time to think, only time to act. Have a kit so you're ready for any emergency. Develop a plan for what you and your family will do before disaster strikes. And stay informed during severe weather any way you can. It can be the difference between losing your possessions and losing your life. Just ask the owners of this house. Visit weather.com/ready and let the Weather Channel help you prepare your family for emergencies.
This is one amazing truffula tree. Can you imagine a place where these grow everywhere? Yes, it's called the forest, a magical place to enjoy with your family. Ooh. So discover the forest and explore all the wonder that's there. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Welcome back to You Talk. In our last segment, we discussed who we followed on social media. Now we're going to go into a little more detail about that topic and discuss who our real-life heroes are and their place in our daily lives. Who would you say are leaders in your everyday lives that you follow?
Well,
You can go.
okay, well, I'd have to say my parents and my teachers, because my teachers, that helped me through a lot. They're going to get me further in life. But my parents, like, especially my mom, because she supports me on a lot of things I do, and she'll, like, sometimes give me, like, online classes, tell me what I do, like, not with school, but just kind of, like, sideline things I do. But she helps me a lot, and she's, like, a really nice person to everybody she sees, and she's just a really big part of my life.
And having that interaction with her every day, you know, does make an impact on your life. And it, you know, we talked about earlier all the social media people that we follow, but it's so important to have role models and everyday heroes that we follow in our daily lives. How about you, Ella?
I have to agree with Zach. My parents, mostly, and my teachers too. But my parents have always been there, and I love them so much, and they're my role models. Like, my mom is very independent and strong and confident, and my dad is just like so loving and caring.
Awesome.
Well, of course my parents, but my teachers, because I'm with them for like 7 hours every day basically, and so I see them like every day, and they're always there to like push you and get you through life basically, just like your parents.
Right.
So they're like your second set of parents.
So you tend to turn to people that you are around the most, that are in your lives, and you can find good qualities and characteristics about many different teachers that you've had in your past and that you have currently that you know, just make that really positive impact and influence you every day. How about you, Emily? Were you going to add something?
And just like your teachers, you're with your friends 7 hours a day. So I know a lot of my friends has influenced me, and I mean, most of them have been for good, but I mean, you're around them a lot too. I think it's just the people that you're around the most that influence you.
Sure, absolutely. We talked a little bit about everybody's characteristics and those important traits that we admire about our parents, our teachers, our friends, peers that we're around every day. What are the other qualities that we seek or we look for to help us in our own lives? You know, I heard caring, I heard kind. What are some other traits that are really important and meaningful to middle school students?
Like being outgoing, because you don't want to like be that like one student that kind of isn't involved with anything. You do kind of want to be with like everything, but not overwhelmed. So finding friends that are like in a lot of things help with that.
Just being active and involved and learning how to balance that in a positive way, yes.
And your friends should be supportive of you. That's really important in middle school because you're like trying to find out who you are, and your friends should support you no matter what you decide.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I like to find friends that are more caring towards me and aren't like make fun of other people and stuff like that. Like, I like to have a friend that's always kind of there and likes to hang out a lot and likes to go do things and kind of fly by the seat of their pants, do like random things whenever you want. And so like try a lot of things.
Right. Someone that is dependable, that is always there for you, that you can count on. It's really important.
I have to say another one of my inspiration, I guess, my dance teachers, because I'm with them, like, I have dance like 5 or 6 days a week, and I like am basically always with them, like as much as my parents and my other teachers for school. And they're just really, like Johnny said, they push you, and they're just like trying to perfect your skill, I guess.
Right. If they all had Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter accounts, I think that you would all follow them if you aren't already, because, you know, as we talked about earlier, the social media world, and then in our everyday life and world, you know, it is very important to connect with those human beings and those people in our lives that are around us every day that make a positive influence on our lives. Why do you believe, or why do you think it's important to have everyday heroes, mentors, and role models that we follow in our lives?
Well, without them, you wouldn't really know what to go for. Like, you wouldn't know what you want to be or how you're going to be when you grow up. And if someone's like a certain way, you kind of want to be with them, and they set that goal so you can be like them.
Absolutely.
And you might be like a totally different person if you had different parents or different friends. Like, I know some of my friends in elementary school that started hanging out with different people, they act totally different now. So they influence you as a person, not just.
Right. And in everyday life, it's hard to block them or report them. You know, it's a different way of trying to figure out what you let in your life and what you don't, because it's not behind a screen, it's face to face, it's real time, real life. Any other comments or ideas or suggestions about our topic today?
Well, I think if you don't really have a role model in life or someone to go by, you'll just be kind of lost, and it's not really healthy mentally or physically, because like you won't really have someone to go out with a lot. You won't really know what's fun, what's not, what you like, what you don't like, and stuff like that. So you kind of need to experiment in life to find what you like to do, and it's better for you emotionally and physically, and you can have a better life.
Sure. A better, more satisfying, well-rounded life, and that's how we learn, you know, who we are as individuals and who we want to be around, because that choice is up to us, and sometimes it's hard for us to realize that, but it's really important, especially for middle school students, to appreciate and know and understand that they have a choice, you know, who they want to let in their lives, and who they need to let go or block or report, or, you know, just kind of thinking about those everyday interactions. Thank you so much, panelists. Well, that wraps up our program this month. We hope you have enjoyed this edition of U Talk. If you missed any part of this program, then check us out online at www.nhcs.net and click on the blue NHCS TV icon to find us on the school system's webpage. I'm Megan Demolina, and on behalf of the entire U Talk panel, thanks for watching. We hope you'll submit questions to our show and tune in again next month for an all-new episode of U Talk with Mrs. Turner.